Salut, bonjour, comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu vas bien. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Spirit Boxes and a recap on ROOTWORK. But before we get into these amazing topics, I want to first ask you to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet kind comment below, hit your notification or post notification buttons, and please share the video. D'accord? Merci.
I was born in the 1950s. But the practice is hidden. But getting a recipe does not connect you to spirit. And there are just certain foods that you never pass from hand to hand with your neighbors. It was considered bad luck. Things that you cannot read about in a book. Things that have not been. Growing up in New Orleans, there are things that you are allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. And one of them is you never cross the door sill of another woman's house. Say good morning to your ancestors, to make fresh water, to give them a little taste of something. Your lineage, hoodoo, is older than what I know.
There is a queen in New Orleans. Welcome back, everybody. Of course, I'm completely ecstatic about sharing the 2026 CONJURE FETE Legacy New Orleans Mobile Edition with you all. This elder being brought up, raised in the 50s, in the oldest black city in New Orleans, the most concentrated form of hoodoo, learning about the traditional customs, superstitions, and workings, death rites and traditions and customs, masking traditions. You can't get this information from anywhere else other than from a native elder from this time. It was interesting because she mentioned, she was like, if they got a shop if they got a shop, actually, not even in French Quarter, she said, if they got a shop, it's not the traditional hoodoo of New Orleans. If they got a shop, it's not traditional hoodoo of New Orleans. Because it's not shown like that. It still is very much, you will know who knows, but they're not out here promoting. They're not out here doing the things in that way. And she has a business, but it has nothing to do with let me do spiritual work and let me show you and teach. So like that's what I'm saying. She's very much spiritually under the radar, but absolutely public in a variety of other ways. This event of leaving Mobile at sunrise on the train is going to be an experience to see and experience the sunrise of the crossroads of the Mississippi Delta through Louisiana, and then the sunset. I mean, you cannot experience it in this way. Again, especially with me, because again, this is a one and done. I will just also communicate everyone that the early bird tickets have dissolved. And so now if you want to go to New Orleans, you have to absolutely get the VIP, but there's a Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale that you get a discount. Use that discount code, separated into 4 easy payments, as well as New Year's Day. It is so important that you do this. I'm not saying this out of trying to scare anyone to get their things, but this is just how it is. There's also another group, another community that have reached out that's very interested in participating. And so that's another good chunk of the tickets that will probably be gone. So you got the discounts and the announcements first, and I always tell you all don't drag your feet. But anyways, there's that. The next thing is the Haijong Community Service, which this is what this video actually inspires, because with this Haijong Community Service big bundles, you are getting your spirit, unconsecrated spirit boxes, spiritual vessels, Haijong root, and essence, plus a replayable class on building, consecrating your spirit boxes. So this is my spirit box. This is my personal spirit box. You all will not get one this size. That's a lot of shipping cost. But you will get your starter spirit box. But with this spirit box that you're going to get, you will know how to then make other boxes for particular kind of spirits. And you may say, well, Queen, that seems like pretty heavy information. You know, you all listen. I need y'all to begin to observe the things. You had an opportunity to meet Mama Anne and Papa Tuki, Clan Mother, Queen Mother, now a traditional elder of New Orleans. I've given you information in the last go round about folk spirits and dealing with them, okay? And now I'm giving you access to another level of containing spirits. You all listen. I'm giving particular information out. And again, this is a lot of this is a one and done thing. If you don't believe me, go talk to Madam Aphrodite. She'll tell you, Queen, the Speak Now oil. I haven't made Speak Now oil in probably 10 years. Probably 10 years. And I don't think I'll make it again. There's other oils and other products that I used to carry or that I used to make for community service I will never make again. And a large part of that is because it's a loaded gun. It's a loaded gun. It's very heavy. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of muscle. And either you understand and recognize the value of these things and you get in, or you don't. And I'm not going to fuss about it. I'm not going to force you into it. But there's that. So these big bundles, there's our limited big bundles, but also break that up into 4 easy payments without a doubt. And so that is available now. Monday morning at midnight, that will dissolve because the Haijong service goes into effect on Monday. Haijong is a spirit that will get you your blessings at any cost. He provides you with a way in to your blessings and the way out of troubles, to make it simple, to make it easy. Now, some of you said, well, Queen, I haven't had your root for last year. You know what to do with that root at this point. Take it to the crossroad, release it. You're going to get a new one, a new fixed one. Okay? Hoodoo ASMR, whatever they call those things, ABCs, MSN, BET, whatever. But the levels you're about to go up in will change your lineage. So let's just think about these. Think about these. If I am giving you something for you to pass on, something that will last generations, would that communicate something is discontinuing? So, I will communicate this as well. Speaking of the FETE, for your Black Friday sale, use code FETE Legacy 15. FETE Legacy 15. All one, FETE Legacy and the numerals 15. It'll be posted in the description box, etc. So be aware of that. Also, virtuals. I'm so sorry, I'm jumping. Virtual tickets. Virtual VIP will receive the interview with the elder. There is a replayable interview with the elder. In that interview, she shares about ball working. I wonder how many of y'all know about ball working. Because when we were talking about it and she just sort of mentioned it, I think she was, I guess, expecting me to ask, like, what is that? But when you grow up in it, you know, if you are part of it, you know these things. So talking about ball working, she made it very clear in love working. Don't do it if you're not ready to deal with the consequences of it. And she talks about her experiences with that. There's so many elements. She speaks to different waters, or at least a water that was used in workings. So there's an interview that only VIP will get. Only VIP will get, whether that's in person or virtual. Virtual individuals, you will get all the perks that you can get virtually. So if there are exclusive products, you get those exclusive products. VIP that are in person, they get those products too. Also, like VIP, there's normally, last year, like we did the riverboat cruise. That may be a possibility as well. I do enjoy the cruise. And as I think about it now, the cruise is probably going to happen. And see, that's another thing. For the cruise, there's less seats on the boat than there are on the train. So that means I would have to decrease the VIP tickets in person. That's what I'm telling everybody. Like, there's logistics behind this, but more importantly, there's urgency behind it because there's limitations, right? And I'm going to mention this as well, and I'm going to mention it today, but I can't give details about it. You all, I'm planning on something where I'm giving back. I'm planning on something where I'm giving back. I just want to make sure that I'm able to give back. And you may say, Queen, you already give a lot. I know that I give information, but our community and communities are hurting in a variety of ways. Economically and those things. And it has been put on me to give back. And I want to be clear about not just my intention, because the road to hell is paved with good intentions, yes. But I want to think about my intention, but I also want to think about what I can do comfortably to provide. As well. That was something that I wanted to talk about. So I don't want you all to just think, and plus also to remember this, if you are purchasing your CONJURE FETE tickets, your VIP, if you're purchasing your Hygiene services, understand this. When you come to my events, you see that you are investing back in you. You're not investing and getting nothing. I give you way more than, because again, I question on a regular basis, like, is this enough, am I giving enough? And it's like, like the book. The ancestors go, this ain't enough. These children ain't gonna be fed. These children are not fed. This is not enough food. And so that is a big, I will say that that's a big thing when it comes to being a service. When you work out of service, you need a community that understands that. And I'm blessed to have a community that understands that, because as a business, I can pump out a 90-page book and give it to you today. But when we begin to start talking about these doctrines and these things, the ancestors, they're led by spirit, truly. these events are led by spirit truly. So just understand that when you're looking at your investments for sure. But let us go ahead and I want to briefly, I'm going to get into something else a bit later on. I'm going to get into the recap of root work later. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into the spirit boxes. So spirit boxes, heirloom spirit boxes. So spirit boxes are how would you say this to make it to help you understand it. A spirit box is a gated community for particular types of levels of spirits. In that community holds particular services, particular folk spirits, particular entities that will do bidding. It's not as simple as, oh, you get a box, you put something in it. No, there is a ritual. So I think this is the first time I'm giving like a ritual, but I am teaching you a ritual of consecration. I've given y'all rituals of consecration before at the FETE with the dirt of the dead, consecrating your bones. Those are rituals, but this is another ritual. It's one thing to do spell work, light a candle. It's another thing to perform a ritual, un règlement. Okay? So you will be learning a ritual. When we are doing a ritual, there is a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of vibrations that have to come into play. There has to be a particular atmospheric shift. Because you got to think, if I'm in a room by myself in the dark with a candle, that's it. I can't expect the sun to come out or I'm looking for the wind to blow. Oh no. I have to invoke the things. Access all of the ashe with your full chest, right? Is what comes about when the consecration of your box comes into play. So that's number one. The next thing is, and see, I'm just giving you the understanding of, I'm not telling you how it is done. That will be done in the replayable video, 30-day replayable video, because this will not be exploited by my hands. And I would encourage it not to be exploited by yours. These communities house benevolent, blessing, sweet spirits, as well as there are boxes that hold in tranquil, dark, unkind, ruthless, baneful spirits, energies, entities, etc. You are learning the blessing one. There's no dangers in that other than if you don't do the ritual correctly, your box is not locked. And when I say locked, I don't mean I open and it's, oh my gosh, it's open and things can get out. When they're consecrated, it is spiritually, energetically locked, all right? All right? It is unlocked when you access the spirit or spirits that are in these box. So the thing about that is, if you're doing a dark box, and you have not locked that door, but you've invoked particular inner spirits, you might as well have just opened your door and windows and said, "Come in." To be honest. And that's why in my teachings and my education, I always give you all what you can handle and feeding that thing and letting you get comfortable with the sweetness. And eventually we get to the heavier things, which brings me to my next point. I was speaking to someone just yesterday, and they were saying, Queen, so many people I'm seeing with these spiritual businesses, and I know that some of these people are pretty much new in the game. How does that even happen? And I said, people, do what they want to do, start a page, start a business, open whatever else. But I want people to just keep this in mind. I grew up in this, and it took me over 2 decades, 2 decades before I was really, really warranted to do the darker work. Now, I have been, working with the dead and talking to the dead is not working. That's just a gift. But the conjuring of that thing, because I can cross you up without a spirit. But when we start unlocking boxes and doors, minimum 2 decades. So you have to begin to question these other people and other spaces that are doing the things without the time. Something to consider. Something to consider.
I was born in the 1950s. But the practice is hidden. But getting a recipe does not connect you to spirit. And there are just certain foods that you never pass from hand to hand with your neighbors. It was considered bad luck. Things that you cannot read about in a book. Things that have not been. Growing up in New Orleans, there are things that you are allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. And one of them is you never cross the door sill of another woman's house. Say good morning to your ancestors, to make fresh water, to give them a little taste of something. Your lineage, hoodoo, is older than what I know.
There is a queen in New Orleans. So, everybody, again, the 2026 FETE Legacy is available now. VIP tickets are available. There will be, or VIP, regular in-person general tickets are available now. The price, as I just looked, still is standing as early bird prices. I will communicate after on December 2nd, the price will go up for sure. So the prices are still early bird prices, which means if you get these early bird prices for the in-house, you get to come to New Orleans. I just double checked, and that, which is really important. So there's that. So that is available now on Black Friday, you will have the ability to use FETE Legacy 15, numeral 15, to get 15% off of all the tickets of the tickets. So there's a great opportunity for everyone for the FETE. Well, yes, because that's the only thing that's really available. Actually, that'll be our Black Friday sale, as it is the high ticket item. So that we'll do that for those items. And also, the Haijian Community Service is available now. There are limited big bundles, and also there are limited Haijian roots. So so everyone who does the big bundle will get what we're talking about today, as well as the box, the unconsecrated box, the root, the essence, the vessel, and the replayable video. The tier under that will get a Haijian root and an essence. So if you don't want to open this box, pun intended, then you have the next option. And the next option is the Haijian root and the essence, okay? Which that is what we normally do every year. And then the one under that is just a candle service that I do with Haijian for you, okay? And I, again, want to just tell people, like, that is really important to understand. I mentioned this for years. For example, with Haijian specifically in my life, working with me, for me, is a no-go. But Haijian as a folk spirit to work for you is a green light. And it's these kind of things that I'm trying to teach you when it comes to folk spirits, working with spirits, etc. And as I just sort of mentioned, like, if it took me over 2 decades to do particular things, understand that it should be taking you, and some of my followers are on that journey. They are on that long-term journey, and they are the ones that are so solid and becoming more mature in their abilities as well as their workings. So there's that. So at this point, I want to do a little recap on the root work. So the recap on the root work is, I know that we just did the root work lesson, and I'm not going to give you all the insight that I gave them, because those individuals got about 20 different herbs that allows you to heal from the common cold to bodily functions, heart, kidney, or like the whole situation. But I know that another big thing is a lot of people often will go, well, Queen, well, you give me these things, but what to do with it? So as I mentioned, there's limited methods. You can make teas, hot tea. You can make infusions, just adding the things to water. If they're leaves and petals and flowers, that's easily done. If they're roots, you're going to need something stronger, or something that's more bark or woody, you're going to need something stronger. So a vinegar or a vodka, and that's going to be that. So now, rather it's soaking in water or vinegar or vodka, you are having these infusions. That is a tea, tincture, tonic, concoction, decoction. And a lot of these things also understanding this, like a decoction being more of your woody workings of infusions. It just means the decoctions is woody versus saying a concoction, which is stems and leaves and flowers, right? But regardless, it's still vinegar or vodka or brandy or rum or whiskey or whatever. So that's why I don't put a lot of emphasis on, oh, well, you got to make it into a tea, or because the reality is this: a tea for you may work fine, where a tonic for you is going to be needed and work. But if you know the medicines, if you know the herbs, it's then just a matter of you going back to journey, as I was just talking about, taking that journey of figuring out what's for you. I can't teach that in a class. I can tell you, start off with 1 tablespoon of your tea, or your honey infusion, or your tongue, or your tincture, or your tonic, and see how that affects the body. If 1 tablespoon not enough, then go to 1.5, then go to 2, right? And so you still have to put in the work when it comes to being a healer, a root healer, a root worker. And so I hope that those individuals that took that herbalism class understand the power of what I have given. I've given you the secrets to the common cold, to the secrets to longevity, with things that are readily available to us here in the U.S., not having to go to the islands and go to the Chinese herbs and those kinds of things. Are they beneficial? Do they have benefits? Yes. But there are things in your region that kept your people alive a lot longer than what people are seeing today, based off the things that are around them, based off the things that were accessible in that way. So it's just really, really important to respect that and honor that. Also, too, I don't think I mentioned this in the thing, but I did mention the importance of understanding that immunity and your immune system is a fighting system, not a functioning system. I think I said that. I can't quite remember, but I wanted to repeat that. You will know what I'm talking about when I say that. And I do hope that it was, just very well received. Everybody, I thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure. I hope that you have a blessed gobble gobble if you celebrate gobble gobble. If you don't and you have just gatherings and do the things, just enjoy these days that you have with your people, for sure. That is without without conflict. Definitely enjoy your people. And I do just want to say, hey, look, check out the Expansionist Tech. If you have checked out livingdolaleave.com, where you're going to find incredible recipes, your whole gobble gobble menu is there. Other recipes are coming out. Also, gift guides are available now. But if you like the way this website is set up, Expansionist Tech has done it. Also, from there, you have Right and Remedy, that website. This company has been so influential and beneficial to us as we are cleaning up, rebranding, and a variety of things. And they can do the same for you. Use code CONJURE50 to get $50 off the entire site from now until or through Black Friday or Taco Tuesday or Touch by an Angel Tuesday, whatever y'all do on Tuesdays now. But yes, so y'all go check the Expansionist Tech out. This has been a pleasure. But once again, enjoy these words from the elder.
I was born in the 1950s. But the practice is hidden. But getting a recipe does not connect you to spirit. And there are just certain foods that you never pass from hand to hand with your neighbors. It was considered bad luck. Things that you cannot read about in a book. Things that have not been. Growing up in New Orleans, there are things that you are allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. And one of them is you never cross the door sill of another woman's house. Say good morning to your ancestors. to make fresh water, to give them a little taste of something. Your lineage, hoodoo, is older than what I know.